Hey guys, it's Sekaar, and today we're going to be going over my Magic Templar build for the Firesong chapter. I really like this build a lot. I feel like Magplar is in a pretty tough spot right now, but I feel like this build has a really nice burst. It's got some nice heals too, some really good tankiness. So I really hope that you guys enjoy. And again, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please do so. Every single sub helps, and we're just hitting some big numbers this year. So seeing those numbers really improve and get higher, it really just motivates me a lot. So guys, without further ado, let's get on with the video. Alright guys, let's get started. First things first, we're going to look at our character sheet. We want to be a Breton on our Magplar. Breton is going to be the best in slot magic race for this. It gives you a lot of reduced magic cost, and also the magic recovery really helps your sustain overall, and I definitely recommend it for your Magplar. Our attributes are going to break down with 28 points into magic and 21 points into health and 15 points into stamina to give us a max magic pool of 22.7, almost 22.8, max health pool of 30.3, and a max stam pool of 17.1. Honestly, this really feels like the perfect amount for each. I really don't feel like the max magic is too low or too high, and honestly, I don't really have sustained issues on this at all, so it really feels nice with the attributes broken down like this. Our Mundus is going to be the Apprentice, that way we can increase our spell damage as much as possible. We're also going to be Vampire Stage 3 to increase our tankiness the lower health we are. It is always so good to have your Vampire Stage 3 passive, that way you get the Undeath, and that way you get basically what Undeath does is, for those of you that don't know, is the lower health you are, the more tanky you are, so it really helps you from being executed. And then Orzorga Smoked Bear Haunch is going to be our food. This is going to be what increases your max health by 4,300 and your stamina and magic recovery by 369. Our gear is going to be broken down like this. We're going to be using as our monster set Balorgs in the heavy reinforced trait for our helmet. For our shoulder, it's going to be a medium divines, and all of our body pieces are going to be prismatic enchantments on it. What Balorgs does is adds 129 weapon and spell damage, and then the two-piece gives you, when you use an ultimate ability, you gain weapon and spell damage equal to the amount of total ultimate consumed. So if you use ult and you have, let's say you had 200 ult and you used it, you're going to be gaining 200 weapon and spell damage. Then also on top of that, you're going to be gaining physical and spell penetration equal to 23 times the amount for 12 seconds as well. So I think, if I remember correctly, if you use a 500 ult, it's going to give you 11,500 penetration as well. So it is such insane damage that you can get from this. Our chest piece is going to be a Mara's Bomb Cuirass in the reinforced trait. What Mara's Bomb does is the 2-piece gives you armor, the 3-piece gives you crit resist, the 4-piece gives you healing taken, and then the 5-piece gives you when a negative effect is removed from you, you restore 2,211 health, and that effect can occur once every 1 second. So that is honestly really good on Templar, where you use Purge very often. And then also, when you take damage and you have 6 or more negative effects on you, you restore 2,211 health per negative effect, and then you cleanse all. So that is 2,200 times 6. That's like what, 1,200? Like that's like 12,000 basically. That is honestly, the numbers on this are super high. It is crazy to see. And then also, our legs are also going to be Mara's Bomb in reinforced. The rest of our body pieces are going to be Burning Spellweave. Our hands are going to be Light Divines. Our waist is going to be Light Divines as well. And then our feet is going to be Light Impen. So Burning Spellweave, this is going to be your front bar set, and what this is going to do is the 2-piece gives you max magic, the 3-piece gives you weapon and spell damage, the 4-piece gives you crit chance, and then the 5-piece is when you deal damage with a flame damage ability, you apply the burning status effect to the enemy, and you increase your weapon and spell damage by 490 for 8 seconds, and then it's got a 4-second cooldown. Honestly, stacking spell damage on this build and getting that extra 490, I really feel the difference, and I love the amount of damage that it does. It is honestly so beautiful, and I really feel like this hits hard because of Burning Spellweave. And then our jewelry is going to be, our necklace is going to be a Bloodthirsty Necklace of the Trainee with a spell damage enchantment on it. We have 1 extra slot on this build, so Trainee gives you the extra little bit of max health. Our mythic on this build is going to be Markin. This is going to give you 200 weapon and spell damage and also 2314 armor. It's going to be in the Bloodthirsty trait with a spell damage enchantment on it as well. Then finally, our other ring is going to be a Mara's Bomb ring in the Bloodthirsty trait with a spell damage glyph on it. So the reason why we're doing Bloodthirsty is that when they are at lower health, it gives you the full 350 weapon spell damage on them. And honestly, it is such damage. And when they're getting to lower health, it really counteracts that, and you're really hitting hard with your executes. Our front bar of weapons are going to be dual wield burning spell weave maces. Our main hand is going to be Nirnhoned. Our offhand is going to be sharpened. Our Nirnhoned one is going to have a shock damage enchantment on it, and our offhand is going to have a poison damage enchantment on it. Then our back bar is going to be a Mara's Bomb Ice Staff in defending. That way we increase our tankiness as much as possible. And then finally onto our skills. Our main spammable on this build is going to be Puncturing Sweeps. This is going to be your AoE damage and what you keep your pressure up with. Your second ability is going to be Degeneration. This is going to be your source of major brutality and sorcery, increasing your weapon and spell damage by 20%. Binding Javelin, they changed it so that Javelin it goes completely through block now, so it is a great automatic CC. The only way that people can counter this is through roll dodge, and honestly let them roll dodge. It wastes their stam, so this is a great way to secure your combo. And then Reflective Light, I really like this ability. I feel like the dot hits really hard. And on top of this, after activating, you gain Major Savagery and Prophecy for 22 seconds, increasing your weapon and spell crit. And then also, this is going to be a flame damage ability. So activating this at the beginning of the fight is what is going to proc your Burning Spell Weave. So using Reflective Light and Degeneration is how you're going to want to start your fights. That way you're getting your weapon and spell damage completely buffed to the max. And then Radiant Oppression, this ability is so unbelievably broken and strong. It goes through roll dodge, and honestly, it hits like a truck. Hitting people when they are below about 30% health, it basically one-shots them. It's such an OP ability. I love it. And then Ice Comet. I love Ice Comet for this build. I think that is what brings us together. So honestly, I wouldn't recommend using the Fighters Guild Ultimate, Dawnbreaker, or any other ultimate on this. I think that this is the best way to go. If you can get the combo of using your Ice Comet and then your Javelin right away, it's going to CC them. That way they're getting hit by the full damage of the Ice Comet. And most of the time, all you need is a Radiant Oppression, and it does that kill for you. It is a beautiful combo. It is really so easy. Our back bar abilities are going to be Channeled Focus. This is going to be your source of major resolve, increasing your physical and spell resistance by 6k. You're also going to be recovering magic during the duration, and you're also going to be getting a nice heal when you stand in the ability. So it is an overall very stacked ability. Race Against Time, this is going to be your snare removal. So this is going to be what makes you get out of those snared situations. And then on top of that, it's going to increase your movement speed and your critical damage by giving you Major Expedition and Minor Force. Resolving Vigor, this is going to be your main heal over time. This is going to be a 5-second heal that really gets you back to full health. And then also on top of that, you're going to be getting Minor Resolve, increasing your physical and spell resistance by 3k. Honor the Dead, this is going to be your main burst heal. This is going to heal you so much, and honestly, for the most part, using your Resolving Vigor, your Channeled Focus, and your Extended Ritual is going to be mostly what heals you, but when you're taking too much pressure, that's when you use Honor the Dead. And then also, as I said earlier, Extended Ritual is going to be your last ability. This is going to be your Cleanse, so this is also going to proc your Mara's Bomb, but it's also going to get any negative effects off you, and it's going to give you a decent heal over time during the duration. And then finally, Temporal Guard. This is going to... The only reason why we really use this is because while slotted, you gain minor protection, reducing your damage taken by 5%. And then finally, our champion points. Our blue slottables, since we are using Mara's, we are using 3 offensive CPs. I'm using Master at Arms, Wrathful Strikes, Untamed Aggression, and Focus Mending. I wasn't sure about my third offensive CP. I wasn't sure whether to use Deadly Aim and buff my burst, or whether to use something like the Thaumaturge to increase my dots, or to use Biting Aura to increase my jabs. But honestly, I went with the Untamed Aggression. That way I got a little bit of a buff on everything. Our red CP is going to be Celerity, Survival Instincts, Contains Refuge, and Sustained by Suffering. And then our green tree is going to be, the only things that really matter are Rationer, Liquid Efficiency, and Breakfall. And that is the entire build, guys. I really hope you enjoyed. I really liked this build a lot. I felt like it was really good to get a Magplar working again. And honestly, it really does feel nice. I feel like the burst on this is actually insane. So guys, if you want to see builds like this live in action, you can catch me live over at twitch.tv/Sekaar. The link will be in the description. I stream 5 days a week, so come on, stop by. The Twitch has been honestly phenomenal lately, so come show some support and just, you know, come say hi. And also, one last thing, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please do so. It is free, and it is the best form of support that you can give me. I would love every single person who's not subscribed to subscribe. It would mean the world to me. We are honestly trying to get as many this year as possible. We're just going. So it really helps to see those numbers increase, and it really helps me put out these videos more often because I'm trying to give back to you guys as well. So guys, that's it from me. I hope that you guys enjoy, and I will see you guys on the next video. Later.